Hello everyone, this is Jatin and today we'll be looking into the concept of method overriding in Java. So basically this is a fundamental concept in object-oriented programming that allows a subclass to provide a specific implementation of a method that is already defined in its superclass. It's a main part of runtime polymorphism in Java. So let's look into the core idea of method overriding. So firstly, inheritance. So overriding only works when a subclass inherits from its base class or superclass. And then the overriding method in the subclass must have the same method signature, that is the same name, the same parameters, and the same parameter types as the method that is defined in the superclass. And method overriding provides a different implementation of the same method that is defined in the superclass. So it will effectively replace the superclass's version of the method, and it enhances the runtime polymorphism in Java. So basically, after you compile your Java program during the runtime, this method overriding depicts runtime polymorphism. That is, the subclass's version of the method is executed instead of the superclass's version. So now let's look into the code. So runtime polymorphism is executed using method overriding. So this is the program. So this program is used to depict the concept of method overriding in Java. So firstly, we declare a class called shape. This is the base class or a superclass. So it has the instance variable area of the type double, and the access modifier we're using is protected. So now we have the default constructor that is called, and we set the area to the default value 0. And we also have a method calculate area, and the access modifier is public. So it basically calculates the area of the generic shape and it returns the area. And we also have a method of display area where it displays the area of the shape. And now we have the first child class, which is circle, which extends the shape class, which is a superclass. Now it has its instance variable radius, and this is private. So the access modifier is private, which is used in encapsulating this radius. And now we have this parameterized constructor, which sets the radius to the value which we set it to. And here we have the override annotation. So this is basically the method overriding part where we override the calculate area method, which is defined in the superclass. So what we do is first set the area, and then as we know, the area of this circle is pi into radius squared, and then we basically calculate the area and we return this area. Now, again, we have another subclass which is rectangle, which extends shape. So it has two instance variables, length and width, and it has the private access modifiers. And now we have the parameterized constructor, which basically sets the length and the width during the object creation. And here we have the override annotation again, where we override the calculate area method in the superclass. So the area is calculated using length into breadth, and we set the area, and then we calculate the area, and then we return this area. And now this is the main class which is used to implement this program, shape calculator. This is the main method. So firstly, we create an object of type shape, which is generic shape, and we call the default constructor. And then we create an object of the circle subclass, and then we set the radius to 5.2. And then we have the rectangle subclass, and we set the length to 4.2 and width to 6.2. And now here we have a polymorphic reference. So basically, this is a reference variable of type shape. So first we assign this shape reference to generic shape. That is the base class that is of type shape. So first we calculate the area of the shape reference of generic shape, and then we display the area. And second, we set this reference to circle object, and then so for this circle object, we calculate the area and the display area. So the radius is set to 5.2. We calculate the area and then we display the area. So this calculate area method is being overridden. So similarly, we then again set this shape reference variable to rectangle object of length 4.2 and width 6.2. Then again we override the calculate area method from the base class, and then we display the area. So now let's run this program and see. So as you can see, this is the output. So first, we set the shape reference to generic shape, that is the original base class. So when we calculate the area, it prints the default method, that is calculating area of a generic shape, and the area we set it to default. Now again, then when we set the shape reference to the circle object, and when we override or when we call this calculate area, it overrides the method that is defined in the base class, and it implements the method of the circle subclass. So as you can see, the area is correctly calculated. And similarly, in the third iteration, we set the shape reference to rectangle object. So again, when you calculate the area, it basically overrides to this method signature where it returns length into breadth, and then when you display the area, it displays the area that is generated. So this was about method overriding in Java. Thank you.